It's K8BYP on a hot Tennessee day in the little radio shop of horrors, listening to lightning on the radio and nobody on. And I want to show you some early results on a little experiment I've been working on. In my videos on antennas and matching networks and fake tuners, I've told you what and proved to you what was published in the Radio Antenna Handbook in 1936 by the engineers at Radio Magazine, that there's nothing that can be done at the transmitter to change a match of the antenna. There's no such thing as an antenna tuner to transmitter, and I proved that in my videos here. You've got a little amplifier to drive some meaningful power out of the signal generator so it can be read on a watt meter, assuming that's the transmitter. The transmitter sees the so-called, pardon the East Tennessee cough, the transmitter sees the 50 ohm line. It does not see the antenna. Transmission lines work in the time domain, not frequency, and this is not circuits. And what I've done here is theorized and just gotten some initial proof of a way to change that. I am able to change the so-called match of the antenna itself from right here on the test bench. It involves no tuning, no tuners, no matching, no nothing. It's none of that. What I've done is loaded the amplifier on the 75 meter dipole and gotten pretty good match. Just a little reflected power, and then switched to 40 meters, which should have a significant mismatch, or SWR as we say. And on the mismatch band, I'm able to adjust something and get a measured almost 12% increase in radiated power. No tuning, no matching networks. Nothing's done to the antenna. I'm doing it right here, just before the watt meter. And here are the data points, since it's an uncalibrated bird slug, which is opened up for the maximum sensitivity because I'm using low power. I've taken 6 measurements, 6 of a certain kind of changing something, but it's not impedance or resistance, and gotten forward and reflected relative powers as best this cheap meter can do on low power. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 measurements. Forward relative power 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 5 units. Relative reflected power 3.5, 3, 2 3/4, 2 1/4, 2 and 1.8. And see they're both going generally down through these adjustment steps. The ratio of forward to reflected on test 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. are 3.14, 3.33, 3.27, 3.55. Notice the ratio of forward power went up, 3.5, and then drops 2.77. In these limited data, that change between 3.14 and 3.55, I'm not going to tell you why number 1 is what it is and what's 3.14, but the ratio between those two is 0.88. That's an 11.5% gain in forward emitted power. It's emitted because it's not being reflected, out of an initial 30% reflected. So now there's only 20% reflected. That's improved the match of the antenna, improved the forward power, and nothing whatsoever was done to the antenna system. It's all being done in a much different way. Now I've got a theory as to why there should be able to do this and come up with no reflected energy. That's probably asking a lot, but 10% is better than a sharp stick in the eye. And realize that's going from 80 meters to 40 on an 80 dipole, which should be badly mismatched, and getting a noticeable improvement. So this shows that the statement from 1936 is conditionally true, like most everything in science is. is true to a point. You will not use a so-called tuner and fix anything. I've shown absolute proof of that. Put the tuner, which experienced operators call a transmitter fooler. I used a Drake matching network and showed you on a band change from, 40 to 80 on the 40 dipole, I believe it was, that when the fake tuner and fake SWR meter read a nice match, the mismatch at the antenna went pretty much to infinity. So don't fall for the fake tuner stuff.